Hello Reformers, and welcome back to Dark Souls. Now, this is our fight with the Black Dragon Calamite. And as you can see, we are currently doing quite well, I must say. Now, what I've actually done is I've set up my equipment so that I'll be able to fast roll, but still be able to retain a rather suitable amount of physical defense, which is partly the reason why I'm actually doing so well, I would think. But as you can see here, I have learnt his attacks rather well, I have to say, even though it took me quite a while to do so, in my estimate anyway. Usually I learn things rather quickly when it comes to boss fights and techniques and so forth, but as you can see there, I actually got hit by both attacks, and that, in my opinion, is just unacceptable. Really, really bad of me to do that. Now, this is just so bad of me to get hit by that tail swipe as well. I should really not die, but no, that is death 87. And again, we are now into the fight with the Black Dragon, and I got telegraphed immediately there. Very badly indeed, so that is death 88. So now, here we are. This is hopefully going to be our final attempt on Calamite himself. And hopefully I will have learnt enough from my previous attempts on him to be able to dodge his attacks effectively. And what I did actually learn is that it is a good idea to heal up, even if you are at 80% or even 90%, not now obviously, but if you get hit once by him, I would highly recommend healing, because it just seems to be so much safer as well. So yeah, now as you can see, I'm actually getting 2 strikes on him every so often, and then I'm running away and being completely safe and clear, due to the fact obviously that my armor is rather light now, and I'm able to fast roll and I can run pretty fast. And there we are. I actually got hit rather badly there, but 1 Estus Flask and I'm healed up, no problem at all. I got a nice hit on him there, dodged that, and now we will continue the fray. He's trying to grab me right there, and that gives me an opportunity to actually hit him. Then I bait him into actually using this ability a couple of times, which is really, really beneficial because it does very minor damage compared to his other particular abilities. As you can see, this one is going to hurt if it did actually hit. And I actually just got so much better at dodging his abilities. As you can see, I'm dodging this, and I can even dodge the forward dashing ability that he does, and usually knocks me down like that. Not that time though, of course, but I was rather good at it a little bit later, I think. But thankfully, yes, there we are, that's a nice dodge. Thankfully I learned how to do that, and there's my poise working out really nicely. If I had been knocked down at that particular point, I most likely either would have been dead or very close to dying, because his black flame would have hit you on the way back up. But thankfully now I am getting additional hits on him every single time I get into melee. Now this Zweihander for me was a rather decent weapon, I have to say. I know I was complaining about it in the last video, and I do apologize for that, but at the time I thought, this is never going to happen, it's just not going to work with such a slow weapon. But now that you learn his abilities, although that was rather close when he tail bashed me there, but yes, once you learn his abilities and you start to get a feel for the fight, which I did while I was actually not recording my voice, because I think if you split your attention between doing commentary and also fighting a boss of this caliber, then you will most likely get into some difficulty. Because as you can see, his abilities are very fast firing. Like, he will charge up and then he will just let it rip very, very quickly indeed. And it was just fortunate that I learnt most of his signs that he does whenever he does them. And right now, all I'm trying to do is bait him into actually doing these abilities so that I can get the advantage. Because if he is doing abilities that I know how to dodge, then I have an amazing chance at being able to take him down. As you can see there, I dodged his dash and I also dodged the forward strike attack, which was very fortunate as well. Now, I do know that you can actually cut his tail off and you can get a very nice weapon indeed, but the only problem with that is that I just wanted to kill him. All I wanted to do was kill him, and getting the tail was not really my priority because I would assume it would be a weapon that wouldn't be very good for me. So I kind of had to weigh it up a little bit, because if I had tried for the tail, I was actually trying for the tail there, but if I got it just by defeating him, then cool, but if I didn't get it, then that's fine also. I really wasn't going to specially try to get it, because, yeah, as I say, I don't really think I could actually use it anyway. So that is my reasoning behind that. It probably would be useful for another character, but nothing that uses faith, I don't think. Unless I'm completely wrong, but yes, I only assume that most weapons that drop are usually for strength and dexterity builds. They are pretty much my thoughts on the fight, and we are actually nearing a very, very cool thing indeed. As you can see, we're actually doing really well here. I have 10 Estus flasks remaining, and hopefully I will still be able to have a few at the end. Whether I die or not, it is entirely up to me. Now, I must just let you know that towards the end of this fight, I started making so many mistakes. Now, I'm hoping I can point these out at the particular times when they happen, but we'll see. I think you guys can probably spot them as well. Now, I dodged out of that, which was actually really nice at the time. Dodged out of that, dodged that as well, very nice, wow. And there's his tail whip attack, which I also dodged, which was very impressive, I have to say. And look at that, now that was some really glitchy stuff going on there. I think I was actually on top of his head at the time when I rolled, so that was pretty cool. And there's a mistake right there. Oh yes, and now I do get away, which is good. And I believe it's only 3 hits remaining on his HP, and that is another mistake, I didn't dodge it. And now here I am thinking I'm actually running away, but I'm running into the cliff. So I thought I was going to die immediately there. And yes, healing in range, bad, and he telegraphed my dodge right there and hit me with his flying attack. And right now I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna die, right when he gets to 5%. And yes, there we are, that is when I'm thinking that also. Terrible, terrible, should have dodged that. And I am so tense right now that I could make a diamond, no problem at all. And as you can see, now I'm healing, so now I'm relaxing, and I'm telling myself, just take your time, it will be fine. Now I've taken a green blossom at the same time, dodged out of his attack, very nice, and then we do get hit by his last dash attack. But I think what I'm going to do now is rush in, get inside his hitbox, and take him down. Oh yes. So, I thank you for watching the very cool fight, and my past self will now take over the commentary. So I will see you in just a moment. Hello Reformers, and welcome back to Dark Souls. Now, as you just saw, I defeated the Black Dragon Calamite, and now I did actually have to post-commentate that due to the fact that I believe talking while playing probably the hardest fight in the game is probably not the greatest tactic ever, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna go totally Acapulco on this and not speak, and that seemed to actually make a difference, and I'm still reveling in the euphoria that you gain from actually defeating a boss of that caliber. As you can see, wow, that was absolutely insane, and we got some Goff's great arrows right there from that corpse, so yes. Phew. Now that was insane. That was probably one of the most challenging and most fun fights of Dark Souls, if I can say that anyway. Oh my. because I have obviously not completed this before, so I don't know what other bosses there will be, but that seems to be quite a tricky one, I have to admit. So as you can see, I'm actually wearing Mask of the Mother, Black Iron Armor +5 only, so that enables me to roll fast while having a really large amount of physical defense. As you can see, we have 31 poise and we have 105.4 physical defense. So that actually helped us out rather considerably, as well as the fire defense. The fire defense was actually rather useful, I have to admit. Now, what I have actually done, I did go to get a lightning halberd, but in my tries before this particular one, the successful one, might I add, oh yes, I actually tried the lightning halberd on Calamite, and it actually did a lot less damage than the Zweihander. Now, I admit, the lightning halberd is only +3, but I couldn't find any location where titanite chunks would actually drop, and I used all of them upgrading the lightning halberd. So hopefully once we progress further into the game, I may come across somewhere that is actually good for titanite chunk farming, as it were. So yeah, I did actually try in Anor Londo a little bit, because I heard that those big giants before Ornstein and Smo's door, they actually have a chance of dropping titanite chunks, I believe. And I tried there for some minutes. Well, so I say some minutes, and I actually mean an hour. So I tried killing those two guys for an hour, and they didn't actually drop any. So I'm assuming you need the covetous gold serpent ring, which I don't actually have on this character. I have it on the PvP character, because that helped to gain souvenirs of reprisal, but yeah, I don't actually have it on Barney, as it were. So yeah, it's not exactly the greatest situation to have, but I was lucky enough to have a flash of inspiration of the fact that I should just use Black Iron Armor by itself with the Zweihander two-handed and go to town on him that way. Now, as you can see, I've actually increased my endurance rather considerably to 34. I believe it was 31 the last time you saw it, so that's pretty nice, I have to say. Now, I'm unsure whether I should continue to level it. I probably should get it to 40 at least, so let's do that. And then we'll repair our equipment. Speaking of equipment, I have actually upgraded a Silver Knight Shield, as you can see down here. Silver Knight Shield +5. I used a few Twinkling Titanites, and I actually farmed quite a few souls from those giants, and I bought some Twinkling Titanite from the giant blacksmith in Anor Londo, and that enabled me to upgrade it to +5. So that's very nice indeed, I must say. Now, let's put on our other armor. There we are. We still roll pretty decently. I mean, it's not fast anymore, but we have huge physical defense, so hopefully that will prevent us from dying any further in this game. Because goodness knows, that boss probably gave me the most deaths any other boss is going to provide in the entire rest of this game. I must say, the extra content is very, very devious and insidious even. It is very difficult indeed, especially for me. Oh my. But yes, anyway, we are here at Hawkeye Goth, and we are going to see what he says about our defeat of Calamite.
Why, thou hast defeated Calamite? Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon thee. That beast will never take to the skies again.
And there we are. That is it, apparently. Okay, well, let's actually see what he has for sale. I would like to buy some Homeward Bones, actually. So let's get a few of those. Let's get 20. What else does he have for sale? He has green Titanite and Titanite shards. And he also obviously has Goth's Great Arrow. So let's speak to him once again, just to see what he has to say.
This great bow, I shan't need it, but no dragons to hunt. I know not if a human could even operate it. But here, thy need outweighs mine.
Oh my goodness, there we are. He gave us his great bow. Now, let us speak to him once more, just to make sure we haven't missed any dialogue.
I suspect thou hast taken a gander at it, but the dark of the abyss, which swallowed poor Artorias, threatens to devour our entire land of Ulasil. It seems that this dire fate is unavoidable, but seduced by a dark serpent or no, they awoke that thing themselves and drove it mad. One's demise is always one's own making.
Ooh, very cryptic, I have to admit.
Now, do not mistake my words. I cherish my work. Wood carving is a nuanced art. I would have much to talk about with that blacksmith. In truth, how is the old chap, I wonder? Still hammering away, I should hope.
Aha, I believe he is actually talking about the giant blacksmith in Anor Londo, actually, so that's rather cool.
Still, farewell, proud human. May every honor be bestowed upon thee.
There we go. Very nice. Okay. Whoa, okay, so, phew, I am still relaxing, actually, from that boss battle. That really gets your heart pounding, I must admit. Okay, so let's actually take a look at this. You need 27 strength just to be able to use it, and you get a B scaling in strength with it. Well, I'm not surprised. Very, very heavy indeed. Wow, look at that. This bow is larger than even those used by the famed dragon slayers. Only their leader Goff had the strength to handle it. Oh my. Yes, no wonder. Okay, well, there we are. We're not ever going to be able to use it, but I may be able to show it to you right now anyway. Let's try it. There it... Oh my goodness, yes. It's a little bit smaller than his one. Okay, well, that is just amazing. Look at that. Wow. Okay, well, seeing as this has been a rather eventful episode, I will most likely end this off here. But next time on Dark Souls, I will take a look at your comments on where you guys think I should go next. I'm thinking maybe into the lava-filled area, maybe? Or even into... My mind has just gone blank. I don't know. Maybe New Londo Ruins. I'm not entirely sure on that, but we'll see what you guys say, and then I will go from there. So... I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.